Today, I'm in Bowling Green, Kentucky. When I'm not traveling around the world, I like to bake. Here in a small city in Kentucky, my two loves are blended together. We're at the Duncan Hines Museum, y'all.
Let's take the ride. Every twist and turn, a place to hide.
Hello, y'all. I'm Miss World, also known as Casey, and my goal is to show you how to travel around the world in style and on a budget. That's why I love free attractions, and the Kentucky Museum is free. You can find it in Bowling Green, and when you do, you're going to find out a whole lot of new stuff about a man named Duncan Hines. When you hear the name Duncan Hines, you probably think of cake. But a century ago, Duncan Hines was an early food celebrity. He was a food influencer way before that was really a thing. Yes, Duncan Hines was totally a real person, and he was totally from Kentucky, which I didn't know until I found myself in the Kentucky Museum. This is a completely free museum you can find right on the campus of Western Kentucky University. It's not large, and it doesn't really have a whole lot of artifacts, but for a free museum, it's pretty cute, and they've really done a lot with the place. I talk a little more about the museum in my video about the best things to do in Bowling Green, so make sure to check that out. A large section of the museum is completely devoted to Duncan Hines, former Bowling Green resident. In fact, the display takes up so much space that this area is simply known as the Duncan Hines Museum. However, it's not separate. It is a part of the Kentucky Museum. As a young man, Duncan Hines was a traveling salesman, and that took him all over the country. Highways were being built and connecting America, and lots of people wanted to get out and explore it. Duncan Hines was out there on the roads with them, and he really got into eating at different restaurants while he was on the road, which is something I could totally relate to. I'm here for the food, y'all, and I'm definitely here for the sweets. So my guy Duncan Hines, I'm feeling him. And like me, Duncan Hines was a little bit extra sometimes. He wouldn't just eat in restaurants he found along the highways. He would walk right into the kitchen to see what they had going on. And he used all this information for guidebooks, which became hugely popular. It was called Adventures in Good Eating, and he maintained a strict rating scale for each place featured in the book. Soon, everyone was talking about it. He set a standard, and lots of restaurants wanted to meet his standards and receive his recommendation. He went on to publish more books and influenced all future similar guidebooks. Duncan Hines was known for high quality, and when your name has value, you can sell it. That's what Duncan Hines did in 1952 when Procter & Gamble came knocking. It's kind of an interesting journey, and interesting journeys are what we like to do here, so it's definitely worth a stop at the Kentucky Museum to see the Duncan Hines display. And it's free, so there's really nothing to lose. Duncan Hines was picky about where he ate, and he made personal notes about which restaurants were clean, which had the best food, who was providing the most budget-friendly meals. His notes became a definitive road restaurant guide, and the public loved it. He was 55 years old when he self-published his book, Adventures in Good Eating, charging $1 a copy. That's $1 USD. Pretty soon, restaurants were begging him to come to their dining rooms. He got postcards from places to eat and from regular people who had their own recommendations. He was a household name. Hines continued having eating adventures and published updated copies of the book, which could be found in millions of glove boxes inside vehicles all over the USA. Restaurants lucky enough to be featured proudly put stickers on their windows saying, "Recommended by Duncan Hines." So what about the cakes then? When did this guy start baking? Well, he didn't. Duncan Hines was never a baker, and according to my research, he was never much of a cook. I guess that's why he liked to go out to eat. But when he was 72 years old and super famous, he struck a deal with a marketing firm where he agreed to have his name and likeness used to promote lots of products, including cake mixes. After Hines passed away just 2 years later, the whole outfit was sold to none other than Procter & Gamble. They made Duncan Hines cake mixes a go-to and supermarket staple that still sits on store shelves everywhere today. And today, hardcore foodies still search for copies of Adventures in Good Eating. It has become a bit of a gold nugget on eBay, and you can find Reddit forums dedicated to this book even now. You can even find out some of the restaurants he featured and visit them today if you want to have your own adventure. But before you do that, let your adventure start here at the Duncan Hines Museum. The exhibit is bright and pretty and well lit and very interesting. It's colorful and fun, and honestly, it's visual cake. The exhibit has the light, fluffy, sweet feel of a cake. And once again, it's free. It doesn't take long at all to explore the Duncan Hines Museum or the rest of the Kentucky Museum, and I highly recommend it. There are plenty of little treasures tucked away here, and it's really fun. There's a lot more to see in Bowling Green and all around the world, so please subscribe to the channel and join me. I'll be back with another video soon, and you aren't going to want to miss it because we're going to be doing some eating. And we're in Kentucky, and we know how to eat here, so trust me on this one and come back for the next video. Meanwhile, thank you for watching, and thank you for taking the journey with me. Now, Voyager, sail forth to seek and find.